JBN, we keep you informed. Jamaican avoids ICE agents by hiding in courthouse. A Jamaican sought by United States federal immigration agents eluded them by hiding in the public defender's office at a Connecticut courthouse for more than 7 hours. Damar Shiro was in Derby Superior Court on Thursday to appear for 2 misdemeanor cases against him. Federal immigration agents went to the courthouse to try to detain the 23-year-old from Jamaica. Authorities say he has overstayed a visa and is in the country illegally. Hearst, Connecticut media, reports Shiro learned about the Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE agents and was told the public defender's office was the only place they couldn't go. Immigrant rights activists also showed up to support Shiro. The agents left the courthouse after it closed at 5 p.m. Shiro left minutes later with his wife, who said they were going to a safe location. Government plans massive security operation as festive season approaches. The government has signaled its intention to increase security presence on the ground as the nation continues to tackle the threefold challenge of dons, gangs, and guns ahead of the upcoming festive season. According to a statement from the Office of the Prime Minister, a massive security operation is to be executed by the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaica Defense Force, which includes the deployment of 400 personnel. The decision was among the points of discussion at the regular monthly meeting of the National Security Council, NSC, held on Thursday. Prime Minister Andrew Holness asserted that the additional security personnel should focus on restoring peace and security in communities plagued by dons and gang warfare and assist in establishing order in public spaces. The criminal gangs and dons must not be allowed to deprive the citizens of the country of their freedom in pursuit of their own well-being, he added. The OPM further reported that the NSC also discussed advances made in several key legislations critical to the fight against crime, including the Bail Act and the Firearms Act. Additionally, the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency, MOCA, informed the Council that it has secured 33 convictions since the start of the year and is now heightening its efforts against an increase in cybercrimes and will be going after the perpetrators. On issues related to the region, the NSC also discussed the ongoing civil unrest in neighboring Haiti and were informed that Jamaica is prepared to handle any threat to its national security if the need arises, OPM said. Lead UN charge against U.S. on gun policy. Judge urges Jamaica. Jamaica should lead a regional challenge against the United States government over its lax gun laws and porous ports that allow illegal arms to be trafficked through the Caribbean, the Chief Justice of the Cayman Islands has said. Anthony Smelly, who was born in Jamaica, said that the tabling of a resolution at the United Nations General Assembly under the signatures of the majority of political leaders in the Western Hemisphere would carry a weight that the U.S. could not ignore. While we are aware of its sense of American exceptionalism, even the United States need allies, and there are tremendous strengths in numbers, said Smelly, while speaking at a distinguished lecture during the Cornwall College Old Boys Association's Homecoming Week recently. Our country should bring international pressure to bear, starting in the United Nations. Why shouldn't Jamaica take a lead role on this subject in the Caribbean and in the wider hemisphere? They are members of CARICOM and the Organization of American States, OAS, he added. Last month, the United States withdrew its signature from the critical United Nations Arms Trade Treaty, which is signed by 97 states, including 5 of the world's top 10 arms producers, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, and Spain. And Smelly is not convinced that this will change anytime soon. Jamaica is also a signatory to the treaty. There's no reason to think that any action will be taken by the United States government in the foreseeable future to recognize, let alone respect and honor, its obligation to relieve its neighboring states of the devastation caused by the American gun, he argued. This state of indifference foisted upon our neighbors by the U.S., even while she and her fellow members of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD G7, actually demand that everything imaginary be done to curb the drug trafficking and money laundering. And these demands are made even while ignoring the obvious connection between those kinds of criminal activities and their enabling and facilitation by the American gun, Smelly said. Smelly further characterized the relationship between the United States and her neighbors as a victimizer and a victim. in which the only human right respected is the Second Amendment provision often asserted by members of powerful gun lobby. The National Rifle Association, for the sake of their vaunted right to bear arms, while the lives and safety of tens of millions are subjected to a distortion of reality in which all people are said to be equal, but one group is perversely more equal than the other. UK cites Iraq in copy and paste refusal letter to Jamaican man. A man caring for his terminally ill partner has been told he faces deportation from the United Kingdom to Jamaica because the Home Office concluded that he failed to demonstrate that his life would be at risk in Iraq. The UK Guardian is reporting that O'Neill Walfall, 49, was never been to Iraq, received a refusal letter that appeared to indicate his case had been confused with someone else. The Guardian says the government also said it would not be unreasonable or unduly harsh to expect his British partner, 56-year-old Karen McQueen, to relocate to Jamaica with him. McQueen has a diagnosis of terminal cancer and is awaiting a transplant after kidney failure. In the letter rejecting Walfall's application for leave to remain, which his lawyer said provided clear evidence that the government copies and pastes the letters and disregards individual submissions when reaching its conclusions, the Home Office says, "You have claimed that you will be unlawfully killed on return to Iraq. You have not demonstrated that death is virtually certain." After being contacted by The Guardian, the Home Office said it was reconsidering its decision in light of further information. Walfall has been in the UK since 2002 and has been in a relationship with McQueen for 3 years. She's dependent on him for support with her serious health conditions, the couple say. In the letter, officials say they do not believe the couple's relationship is genuine because Walfall's name is not with McQueen's on the tenancy agreement. However, under the Home Office's so-called hostile environment rules, those without the right to reside in the UK have no right to rent property. Walfall said, "The Home Office should not have made the mistake of saying I am from Iraq. Or could they have considered my case properly if they wrote things like that in the refusal letter? I believe that my life will be at risk from gangs if I'm sent back to Jamaica. My case should have been considered properly without cut and paste information about Iraq in it. The Home Office has treated me so unfairly. They locked me up in detention for many months. My mom died while I was locked up, and I was taken to a funeral by immigration officers." He said he was angry that the Home Office had decided his relationship with McQueen was not genuine. FLA warns against informal license arrangements. The Firearm Licensing Authority, FLA, is again cautioning prospective applicants against making informal, illicit, or backdoor license arrangements with individuals pretending to be FLA agents. The authority said this practice is prohibited, whether or not it is done in exchange for money or other benefits. It further outlined that to be approved for a firearm license, an application must first be made at any of the FLA offices island-wide, Kingston, Mandeville, or Montego Bay, after which due diligence is carried out by the authority based on investigations and both local and overseas background checks done in collaboration with our external partners. We continue to emphasize that no one is authorized to collect money on the FLA's behalf, except for the cashier in exchange for FLA official receipt at any of our offices, the authority said. It also reminded that the procedures and regulations in place are to safeguard applicants from unscrupulous individuals and warned that anyone found or reported of misrepresenting the authority's policies and standards will be dealt with the full force of the law. Business owners breaching food storage guidelines swap places to beat safety watchdog. Small Chinese businesses have come under the microscope of the Food Storage and Prevention of Infestation Division of the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries. Chief Food Storage Inspector Maxine Hoffman says these businesses are constantly in breach of food safety regulations. The entities that we find those problems are mainly the Chinese entities, so like the Chinese restaurants and wholesales, the other ones mainly, Hoffman said. In an interview yesterday, the chief food storage inspector said that constant changes in the management of the Chinese businesses is one of the major problems the division faces in enforcing the regulations. The downtown, the Orange Street, those places are problem places. All of the major towns where you have the Chinese communities, they are the bigger problems in terms of not complying. But what we find also, a Chinese business, If it is that is here for years, they have been here for 20 years or so, we have less problem with them, Hoffman said. She said, sometimes we give them a notice, they fail and we go back. They tell us that management has changed and there's a different name and we have to do a reinspection. And they keep doing that, so they never get compliant. Hoffman said the practice was not observed in larger, more established businesses. Operations Officer of the Association of Chinese Enterprises in Jamaica, Yasin Chen, said that the organization was aware of the problem, but could not confirm that measures were being taken to curb the practice. Hoffman, however, admitted that staffing of the division also hampers enforcement efforts. To be honest, one of our challenges is that we don't have enough staff to keep on going. We have the autonomy to get the police and shut them down, but sometimes we keep extending the notice. We're doing something now to get increased staff, but for now, we can't really have the big arm over them, she said. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.